Planning control cycle. You have a plan A, you formulate the plan, and then you carry out the plan. After you carry out the plan, you want to compare your preliminary and final results with your plan. So here you will check. After you do this check, you find something wrong, something not working, what do? You go and you take a corrective action. Now when you do a corrective action, you have to correct deviations in your plan being carried out. You have to go back to the plan itself and fix it. Or maybe you improve future plans when you formulate next time. So this is how you go into this cycle of planning and control and then planning again. Are you guys okay with this?
Yes.
Measurement by objective and project planning. Management by objective, this is Peter Drucker. He says management by objective, or an MBO, we said MBO is becoming fashionable. And a comprehensive management system based on a measurable, participatively set objectives. And this is the MBO cycle. Step number 1, you set objectives. Number 2, you develop action plan. Number 3, you have a periodical review. And number 4, you do performance appraisal. What is the idea here is, if you are, let's take an example of a CAC bank manager. Next year, they want to get $250 million. Then if they want to do that, they want to set, let's see, who'd like to be our CAC bank manager? Let's see, you'd like to be a CAC bank chairman? Okay. Would like to be a branch manager? Would you like to be a manager for Al-Farasha maybe, or, Hawa section? And then, if you want to put a plan for 250 million as your goal, maybe you have to sit with the branch manager and say, hey, look, which branch you want to do? Hadda Street? So you sit with the Hadda branch manager and say, hey, look, can you do 50 million next year? So number 1, you're setting the objectives. And then you will develop the action plan. So the action plan will say, okay, we're going to focus on females. So you need here to sit with manager of the, let's say, the female section, or the special Farasha branch. And then you'd make an agreement, and this agreement should be measurable. So we will say we will get 50 million next year, and then we will see, okay, if it's 50 million in a year, then per month we will get around, let's say, 10 million. So let's see how this 10 million, what it needs. So we need to focus on, let's say, we'll do this new branch or special section. What do you need in order to be successful and get this 10 million? We want this marketing budget. We want this special, employees. We need to hire these, and we need to contract these. So once you have a plan, it is measurable, and it is participatively set. It means that you, big boss, middle boss, lower boss, all agree on the objectives, and you develop the plan, and then you go and you check it. After 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, did we achieve it or not? And then based on that, there will be performance appraisal. So at the end of the year, if you actually reach the goal, then the branch manager will get their bonus, and the branch for ladies will get their bonus, and so on. So that's MBO. And actually, CAC Bank is implementing this policy. Any questions on this MBO? MBO has strengths and weaknesses. The strengths of the MBO is it blends planning and control into a rational system of management. It forces an organization to develop a top-to-bottom hierarchy of objectives, and it emphasizes the results rather than the good intentions. So what matters at the end of the year? The results, nothing else. An MBO would encourage self-management. So the branch manager, they're responsible of the 50 million at the end of the year. Do you see? You've got this 10 million that you have to do at the end of the month. It's your responsibility. So here we've got this commitment through employee participation when setting the goals. The limitations about MBO, it is often sold as a cure-all. Is MBO solution to any problem? No. Some managers think if we have an MBO, we will succeed. That's not true. It's not always. It's not a solution for everything. You can't do everything with an MBO. MBO easily stalled by authoritarian Theory X managers and inflexible bureaucratic policies and rules. Do you guys know Theory X managers? Theory X managers and Theory Y managers, Theory X managers, they have in the back of their minds the idea that people are lazy, stupid, and they try to avoid work and they're not creative. And if you don't push them and kick them on their back every day, they will never work. So tell Theory X manager who have these ideas that MBO will work. Wouldn't work. You guys know what Theory Y believes? Theory Y, on the other hand, they think people, by their nature, are creative and they want to work. And if you give them the chance, direction, they can do an amazing job. Anyone have their boss Theory X type? Anyone know anyone who is Theory Y type? Do you see? So maybe your parents are type X, or maybe your parents are type Y. So the idea here is MBO can be easily stalled by these people. MBO, it takes too much time and effort and generates too much paperwork. Because MBO, everything we do, we have to agree on it. And it has to be signed. Remember, if he say 50 million by Hadda branch, and Hadda branch says, no, I can't do 50. I can do 30. Then here we've got a long argument. And then we have to both agree, right?
It doesn't work.
Yeah, so they have to agree, right? If they don't agree, then it's not MBO. An MBO emphasizes on measurable objectives can be used as a threat by overzealous managers. So, if you don't get the 50, what happens? You're fired! You see, so sometimes it can be bad. It can be used in a negative manner. It can be scary and people can be, too much using it, especially overzealous managers. Project management, okay. Any questions on the MBO?
Yes.